One recent report that appeared in Wired suggested that the United States has suffered through other difficult votes, of course, from the fraud-ridden election of 1876, in which 101% of South Carolina voters turned out, to the hanging chads of 2000. COVID-19 presents a historic challenge, and snafus are inevitable, but the goal, as always, is to win voters' trust. There's a famous saying that the point of an election is to convince the loser that they lost, says Ben Adder, the executive director of Voting Works, a non-profit maker of open-source voting equipment. If you've convinced the loser, you've also convinced the public. And, after 4 years revisiting the 2016 campaign with allegations of Russian collusion, the progressive pundits in this publication appear to be suggesting that the mail-in ballot's journey to the voter and back is tightly choreographed and controlled. And that in practice, then, the risk of anything truly nefarious happening in November is far lower than Trump has suggested. To actually steal a presidential election, the size of the conspiracy would have to be enormous, says Marion Schneider, president of Verified Voting, an nonpartisan non-profit that promotes election system integrity. At least that is his story, and he is sticking to it, for now. In the 2016 race, 33 million people voted by mail. In 2020, the figure could reach 80 million or more. Depending on the state, some mail-in ballots won't be counted until a week or more after Election Day. And, in Virginia, at least Senator Mark Warner is keeping up with the election ballots coming in, and recently reported to his supporters that over 750 ballots had already been cast during the early voting period in Virginia, alone. According to evolutionary, there was a viral video showing that ballot return envelopes were labeled with an O or a D to indicate the voter's registered party in Florida, and the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections confirmed that these ballots are labeled in this way for the primary elections. During a general election, these labels would not be there, and the ballot for a Democrat and Republican would be identical. They concluded that, his makes concerns about these labels leading to election fraud unlikely, but Webb disagrees, as a person who received an offer for a lucrative federal job to entice him to quit the race in 2016 so that a younger candidate could be permitted to lose against the incumbent by offering only token opposition. According to CNN, a statement from the Department of Justice indicated that 26-year-old Nicholas Bochin was arrested and charged with 1 count of delay of mail and 1 of obstruction of mail. If found guilty of both charges, he faces up to 5 years and 6 months in prison and a $255,000 fine. Court documents say that Bochin has worked for the Postal Service since July. He's accused of dumping 1,875 pieces of mail in 2 dumpsters, one in North Arlington and the other in West Orange. Major Mike Webb has been engaged in court battles since March, just trying to appear on the ballot in Virginia, but he grew up in and around JOISEY politics, in a county that has the reputation of being the most corrupt in the Northeast, the Chicago of the East Coast. And he says that the Postal Service was dumping ballots in those locations just beyond the Postal Depot back in the 1990s when he was just entering politics, and when federal investigators were ramping up Operation Big Rig. According to US News and World Report, about 2,100 general election ballots missing the US president race were mailed to Los Angeles County voters, the Los Angeles Times reported. The faulty ballots were sent to residents in the Woodland Hills area, the Los Angeles County Registrar Recorder/County Clerk's Office confirmed to the Times late Monday. Looking ahead to the November election, some analysts predict one of 3 scenarios, all of which assume that the Commonwealth of Virginia will deliver its 13 Electoral College votes to the Democrat Party nominee, just like it did in the 2016 presidential election. 1. Trump wins 270 to 268 by holding on to the states he won in 2016, except for Michigan and Pennsylvania. 2. Biden wins 270 to 268 by winning the Clinton states plus Arizona, Michigan, Nebraska's 2nd congressional district and Wisconsin. 3. Trump wins by 270 to 268 by winning New Hampshire and holding on to the states he won in 2016, except Arizona and Florida. And 4. Biden wins 270 to 268 by losing Minnesota but winning the Clinton states plus Arizona, Michigan, Nebraska's 2nd congressional district and Pennsylvania.
But every projection map shows the 13 electoral college votes from Virginia aligning with the Biden winning strategy, as it had done in 2016, the only southern state to vote for Hillary, and, according to the Washington Post, the entire race comes down to only one congressional district, Virginia's 8th congressional district, where, according to the Arlington Sun-Gazette, a bookie wouldn't lay odds on a Republican picking up the congressional seat in the 52nd most reliable congressional district in the nation, the top gaining Democrat Party district in 2016, and where the incumbent, Donald Byer, gained the distinction of receiving the highest all-time voter percentage during the midterms in 2018, defeating a 25-year-old novice in his first try at politics. As the titular crown head in Virginia's Kingmaker Congressional District in 2016, Donald Byer was the heir apparent to a potentially vacated seat in the U.S. Senate in 2016, according to the Washington Post, and Senator Mark Warner, as well as Tim Kaine, even today have a fate that rests in the hands of the most reliable Democrat district in the Commonwealth that includes the county of Arlington that has not permitted a Republican presidential nominee to carry the vote since Ronald Reagan in his race to defeat Jimmy Carter in 1980. According to the Washington Post, the voters there are so solidly blue that they are among the Northern Virginians who usually provide the margin of victory for Democrats who win statewide. And high-stakes games make for interesting politics.
Stay tuned for more. Reporting from the battleground state of Virginia, in what will truly be an unprecedented election.
This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.